Welcome back, everybody, to episode 138 of the Lookout Podcast. I am Meelz, and I am joined by the birthday boy himself, Jamal. What is up, birthday boy?
A fresh 27.
Wow. You know what 27 means, right? Actually, 27 is... Okay. 27, you're in your first year of your late 20s.
Yeah, am I? Is 26 not my late 20s?
No. So here's how I judge this. You got 20, 21, 22. That's your early 20s.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to count 21, 22, 23, early 20s.
Okay.
Because when you're 20, you're just 20.
Yeah, 20 doesn't really count. That's like...
20 doesn't count.
20 doesn't start until you're 21.
Yeah, essentially. Your 20s don't start till you're 21. Because you're just 20. So 21, 22, 23, early 20s. 24, 25, 26, mid-20s. 27, 28, 29, late 20s.
Okay. I could get with that.
So you're in your late 20s.
First year of my late 20s. I feel wiser. I feel more mature. I feel calmer. Yeah. My mid 20s are crazy. So
hey man, was it crazier than your early 20s?
No, nothing's crazier than my early 20s.
All right, so we're making progress. We're doing a damn thing. We're getting it done.
Nothing will ever top my early 20s, but
no,
mid 20s. Nah, there was a lot of growing pains mid 20s. I'll say that. A lot of growing pains mid 20s, going into late 20s, 27. Like I really do feel like, I don't know, like I've learned a lot of lessons. It just comes to adulthood and manhood and fatherhood. So I'm excited for 27, man. Like I think this is gonna be a really good year. I have like nothing but great feelings about it.
How does it feel having your birthday so close to Christmas?
You're
27 now. You should know how this feels.
No, I guess it's been for so long. And also too, like I don't come from like a huge Christmassy family. Like like for the younger kids, yeah, but kind of reached a certain age where it was kind of just like, all right. But
no, that's real.
My and also too, like my stepdad is Muslim, so growing up, like Christmas wasn't really a big family thing. Like we'll go like eat and stuff like that. It was like we weren't doing Christmas at home and like hanging up the ornaments and doing all of that. Like my grandma's house was, but we weren't doing that at my crib.
Well, all right. Well, you know what? That's great. I like that.
My birthday. But like even then, like it was around, I think I've probably said this before, but it was probably around like third grade. It's like third or fourth grade. I asked my mom, I was like, how much do you spend on my birthday parties? And she broke down the math for me, and I literally looked at her. I was like, you're really spending all that much bread on a birthday party? She's like, yeah. And I was like, just give me that money, and I could use that money to go buy the stuff that I want.
How old were you when you said that?
I was like around third or fourth grade.
And
then so so what she would do is like the closest weekend, whatever, I would have friends spend the night over the weekend. Like that was my birthday party. And then she would take me to the toy store, go like clothes shopping or whatever. And then like I would just use that bread to like get me stuff. And so I haven't even had like a legit birthday party for a while. Like
I can probably count on one hand birthday parties I've actually had. I've not had a birthday party since I was probably like 8.
What do you think the appeal of a birthday? Like, what makes?
I've had birthday brunches, and even that wasn't even on my birthday. That's
an adult thing to do now.
So. Yeah, and I don't even like doing it anymore because everyone does it, and I'm just like,
Yeah, the birthday brunches. That's the new thing, though. That's why.
I mean, I feel like. I don't know. I did it a couple times. I'm like, okay, I'm over it. Everyone does it. I'm trying to find something new, but I haven't found it. And by the time I get to my birthday, I'm like, I don't really want to do anything. Everyone leave me alone. That's what I want for my birthday. Just kind of be alone. But I'm happy for you. And you're entering your late 20s.
Oh yeah, no more
Enjoying it.
TYN.
No more, nah. It's done.
We're
It's a
done.
wrap.
TYN is done. It's cooked. It's just Cyrus alone. It's like the Will Smith meme at this point.
That's funny as hell. All right, so boom. With that said, of course, if you know it's Jamal's birthday, if you know we're talking about Christmas, you know it's the end of the year, which means we have to do our year-end wrap-up, which will actually take place on next week's show.
I'm excited.
So
There's been a lot of great stuff this year.
I think it's been a lot of stuff that's been under the radar, a lot of stuff that's been forgotten about. So we're gonna do our year-end episode next week. We're gonna invite AD on. If AD's listening to this, just know that he knows that he's on, but just know that better be prepared. We're gonna invite AD on. We're gonna have the whole bunch of us, the three of us, kind of like recap the best and worst of 2022 when it comes to anime and manga. I'm looking forward to it. We asked a question to our Twitter followers earlier this week about like what's actually in contention for anime of the year, like what's the actual contenders. Got lots of Bleach.
A lot, too much.
Got lots of Chainsaw Man.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not
Chainsaw
enough.
Man is having a 50 Cent 2003 kind of year, like a very
Yeah,
Get Rich or Die
that's the best way to
trying.
put it. Like it's just one of those like rookie years. It's like what can you do?
It had big hype. They released Wanksta, which was probably like the trailer like a year ago, and then we're finally getting the album, and every episode is like in the club. Every episode is like in the club. What up, gangsta? Heat. Patiently waiting. Like literally every episode is a banger. So Chainsaw Man is also a big contender. Got a lot of Kaguya-sama season 3. Heard that.
Amazing. It was a really good one. That final episode was intense, unreal.
Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Those are some of the early year, like you might have forgotten it if you did. Gundam. What's your thought on Gundam?
No, it's once again, I said it when we first started, and it just keeps holding up. But this really is setting up to be an all-time Gundam series.
Okay,
Mitchell Walker, I love it.
Listen, okay, we'll get into it.
MHA, they're doing
MHA, they're doing it. Listen, we're getting the episode next week.
Is it?
Do you know?
It is.
Next week is the episode. It's the episode. It's the most anticipated episode of MHA that's ever existed.
Next week. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it.
I'm ready for everyone to complain.
I'm not ready for it. It's gonna mess my head up.
I'm ready for everyone to complain if the animation doesn't look great, but I'm looking forward to it because the moment is truly the turning point of the series. For those who don't read the manga, you're in for one hell of a fucking ride. Because as much physical damage that has been caused, the mental and emotional damage is now going to increase tenfold. So looking forward to that next week. I feel like we can also talk about it next week too in a year-end show. So I'm very excited. You know, I'm hyped. You know, I'm biased. It doesn't matter. I love MHA. Who the fuck cares? So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And we can also talk about some of the worst stuff for 2022. You know what I'm saying? Like we can.
You know, it's crazy. There's not really anything.
There's not a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, it's not. Because I mean, obviously we have the popular things that will be considered for anime of the year, best boy, best girl, you know, best moment, yada yada yada. But I think there's some like real sneaky contenders. Like Classroom of the Elite is one of them. Aoashi, even how Blue Lock has been really popular. Also, To Your Eternity is another one. It's just a lot of other cool things that have came out this year.
But here's the thing: for a year-end episode, like it doesn't have to be. So what I like to do I like to treat it like, for instance, Josh P's Ain't Shit Funny list. Shout out to ASF list 2022.
The only list that matters, baby.
The only list that matters. I like to treat it like that. So it doesn't have to be necessarily like this is the best anime and you need to follow that. You could say, you know what? The best part of Demons, the final fight was my best of in Demon Slayer of that year. But also maybe the worst part is that time in some manga that something happened. Like, you don't have to say like, okay, this manga is definitively the best of the year and this one is the worst of the year. You can pick stuff from good animes and be like, yo, they should have did this better. Like, this is we're free flowing it right now. Like, we don't have to. We're not gonna do the definitive like this is da da da. I don't want to be that kind of standard. I don't like have that much pressure on it. I don't like to have those kind of arguments. We're gonna be cool with it. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna be cool with it
for sure.
Speaking of cool with it, want to remind you guys we have a Twitch channel. I have to remind you because twitch.tv/lookout_RNC, where you can every Sunday 5 p.m. Actually, as we're recording this, he's on. I should see what the fuck he's saying right now. Every Sunday 5 p.m. Eastern, AD is streaming. He's talking about manga and he's playing Pokemon. Now, Jamal, how's your Pokemon adventure going? If I may ask myself.
First of all, I don't want to talk Pokemon with you because you think I hate it. So why would I talk Pokemon with you?
I don't think. No. I'm interested to see where you're at in the game. How much Pokemon? Like, what's your favorite thus far? That's what I would like to know.
I'm gonna be really real with you. Kaya's been playing it. I haven't touched it.
Okay.
Listen, it was her birthday gift. She's been rocking with it.
I mean, I just thought you were this Pokemon fan. Like, you were someone in the shadows, just playing it.
This is
just
why.
Playing it.
No, this is why. See, this is why I just this conversation.
You were just in the shadows playing your own game. He was like, I don't really talk about it. I just be about it. You know what I'm saying?
I usually am. But now watch, when I beat the game in like a week, and then I'll be like, oh, here, this, and this. I don't want you to be surprised.
Okay, well, good luck in beating it in a week. It's a journey, you know, maybe even a marathon.
Wait, hold on. Coming from Mr. I'm not even gonna buy it. I'm not even gonna touch it. I don't even know this year.
I bought it because you know what? I'm a fan and I'm playing it.
So you told me you wasn't. You was like, oh, what's the point of getting it this year?
I thought it would be bad. And I agree on that fact that it is not that good. But I bought it and I'm playing it and I'm doing the damn thing because I'm a fan, ultimately. A fan of the franchise. You know, that's just what we do.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't know why. Why you got to start with me, bro? I knew it was coming this week, too. Y'all are talking too much about it in the chat. I was like, I feel like I'm being too quiet. I should have said something. I should have smoke screen.
So what other news? You know what? I don't even want to do this news to speak. Quite frankly, the only news that we had is Dragon Ball Super manga's coming back, and then like there's rumors of new episodes in 2023. I say when we get there, if we get there, I'll be very happy about that. But the manga's coming back. It looks like a spin-off of what the movie was, and then some. So we have that to look forward to December 20th this month. So nice. Early Christmas gift. I want to get into what we're actually talking about today and what inspired this topic. So for Thanksgiving, I rewatched Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Great movie.
I was just like, okay, this is okay. I rewatched it and I actually thought less of it than when I initially watched it, to be honest with you. I was like, damn, this is long. But I rewatched that and I was like, you know what? Jujutsu Kaisen is still going. We're 200 chapters deep into this manga. The show is set to come back next year. Why not do a tier ranking of Jujutsu Kaisen and all of its arcs and kind of see where everything is laying up and where everything is, because it's one of the more popular mangas and animes that's out right now. Why not talk about it? Why not try to understand and unpeel how let's see really how good this story is, if I do say so myself. What are your thoughts on that, sir?
I'm still stuck on the fact that you said it was an okay movie. Like, I can't just skim past that.
I try. I don't. It's to me. It's like,
explain yourself. Come to JJK court.
I don't even think. Honestly, I think the first 2 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen is better than the movie.
Whoa!
Like, I think this movie was so.
Do you think the movie or the arc?
I think the arc, Well, no, not the arc. The movie. The movie. I think the movie's wild dramatic. Um, and I get it, but I feel like there wasn't proper. Like if I had done the movie, I think it would have been a little bit better. But
I
I
would
was,
you have done the movie.
I would have,
What's the Meelz cut? I need the Meelz cut.
I would have gave us a little bit more time trying to understand this relationship between Yuta and a little girl instead of the first 5 minutes of being like, I was friends with this little girl and she loved me very much, and then she died. Um, and then that's how the movie kind of starts, and then we're just wished into, it's actually kind of the same story as Yuji, but told with a different, less exciting protagonist.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
Yuta's cooler than Yuji? Is Yuta cooler than Yuji? Like, is Yuta a better character than Yuji? We don't even know anything about him, to be honest with you, except that his dead girlfriend follows him around.
Is he better than Yuji? Is he a better character? Is he cooler?
Is he? I mean, cooler. You can say, okay, he's cooler in some aspects, but that's because we were introduced him, and he's.
I think they're just
strong.
two. I think they're two different types of cool. I think Yuta's way more laid back than Yuji. He's like way more calmer and chill. Like he's a little bit more timid, but also at the same time, like he ain't pussy. Like Yuji's low-key kind of a crash dummy where he's like, F it, I'll just go in. I don't care what happens. If I die, I die, type of ordeal.
Let's all right, let's before we get into this grand discussion, because I see we're already headed. So
I mean, it's
what
the
I
first
wanted,
arc, technically.
no, it's definitely the first arc, but let me explain. I had a whole spiel to explain.
All right.
So we're gonna rank the arcs of Jujutsu Kaisen. I know we usually do like C grade, B grade, A grade, S grade, S tier. I want to rank it like I want to play with the theme of Jujutsu Kaisen. So we got grade 4,
Okay.
grade 3. You know how they explain it. Grade 4 in the show is a wooden bat is enough. Grade 3 is if you have a high end gun, you can rest easy. Grade 2 is close call with a shotgun. Grade 1 is even a tank might be insufficient, and then special grade is cluster bombs might work.
Key.
And then for this one, grade 4 is like we could have done without it. Grade 3 is like the characters were good, I guess. Grade 2 is I like where they're going with this one. And grade 1 is they snapped. Special grade is goat talk. All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I can get with it.
Cursed child arc.
Special grade, baby. Special grade.
There is no way that this is special grade.
This is a special grade, bro.
This isn't even the best arc in the show.
It's not, because the other best arc is also it's like number 2, maybe 2 or 3. Cursed Child arc is really good, man. Like I think the introduction to Yuta, I think his just whole I just love him as a character.
I think this arc is only good because I don't want to say you guys, because Yuta was originally this like little secret that was like sprinkled in the show, and then he was like, ooh, he must be really, really good. He must be really, really cool. And then everyone got super excited for him. And then he eventually gets his own arc, his own backstory. So before he's even really introduced, he gets a full like backstory arc kind of thing where he has damn near the same experience as Yuji.
I think that's what makes it so cold, because of the build up around his character. Like you hear him, you hear the whispers about him, like, yo, like here's this kid that could potentially one day like pass up Gojo. Like he's really like one of them ones. And you don't see him, you only hear about him. You got Yuji and everybody doing their own thing, and then when he finally appears after I guess the JJK arc, once he appears after that, I don't know. It's like the building of a legend. It's like he's a myth, and then you finally see him, and then you're like, whoa, like he's actually nice. He's actually that guy.
I feel like 4 chapters is not enough to.
I mean, there are 4 substantial chapters though, and you get through. I mean,
I feel like it's not I feel like it could be more, is what I'm saying. But I personally, for me, I can't give this special grade. Not even close.
You can't, not even close.
I'm gonna give it. You know what, Larry? Let's make our own fucking list.
See, and no, this is why I did my homework.
All
This
right,
is why homework is important.
I'm giving this a grade 2.
Wow.
Grade 2 is I like where they were going with this one. That's a that's where I can that's where I can say. But I'm not giving. I can't say this is a special grade. I can't. Like special is special. And you're giving no, you're giving it a. So I'm gonna do mine, and then
It's a special, it's
you're
S
giving
tier,
a
it's
special
special
grade.
grade. It's
You're
special
giving this.
grade, man. I think it's that good, especially when you're dealing with a character that's low key, is not even low key, that is a side character, and you've built him up to this point where he gets his own backstory, he gets his own arc, something that was first of all like it, the story between him and Rika, the story of him like building his friends up, him attempting to like learn
This
how
sounds
to,
just like Yuji, except with the girlfriend.
not really, not really.
Uh, all right. Well,
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. There's similarities for sure. I don't think it's exactly the same.
is trying to be killed by the school. Gojo
They
takes him in. He enters the first thing class. He makes friends. He goes on missions with them. He
also
beats up
then
random
you
people.
get the ghetto like story.
Now
Um,
you say ghetto.
is it ghetto?
I think it's ghetto.
Eh,
Yeah. All right. Go with ghetto.
ghetto. Why not? Listen, we black on this show. It's a black anime show. I can't
I
hold
love
it.
it. I love it.
But you get that story, him attacking the school, and then the Miguel, and then you see Gojo fighting Miguel, then it's like a whole bunch of stuff that goes on. I don't know. I enjoy it. I think it's just not even. It's not just Yuta. Like,
Mm.
granted, it's his backstory,
I
but
feel like nah. It's definitely like it's Yuta.
there's just so much more that goes on, and especially since you get it deeper into the story, you get to connect some dots while reading it. Like,
Of
oh, okay,
course.
that's why that happens. That's why this happens. I think it's just a bunch of great Easter eggs in it. It's more than just Yuta. I think the story as a whole, where it fits into the whole JJK verse, it's special. Is really special.
All right. Well, I'm sure plenty of people who enjoyed the movie are gonna flame me immediately. But
Oh yeah, no, you're probably gonna be number one off rip. I can't
I,
wait. I'm
I
not
did.
defending you either.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I stand where I stand. um, let's go with the fearsome womb arc. Um, it is the opening arc for the show. It is Yuji Itadori is an average high school student with above average ability. When he meets a jujutsu sorcerer known as Megumi Fushiguro and devours a mysterious finger, he is pulled into the strange and dangerous world of curses.
See,
Now,
like usually, like chose his path. He didn't have to eat that finger. He just did it.
what the fuck you mean, bro? If they didn't bring the finger, he would have never got the finger. Pause.
Listen, but
Um,
it's not like Yuta. It's like homegirl died, then then she started haunting him. So
his
he's also
grandpa died, and
his grandpa ain't haunting him.
he ain't haunting him. Kinda. I mean, we'll see.
The only thing
Um,
he's haunting him is like the
his grandma's
overwhelming
haunting
pressure.
him, and we'll get into that. His mom's is haunting him, and we'll get into that. How about that?
Okay,
Um, so this is the first 8 episodes of the anime. It goes from the first episode to the episode where essentially they meet the other kids from the other school, like Aya and my Io, whatever. And my and all the other kids, and he's training with all the other kids, but he goes through a little bit of a journey himself. I'm going to give the Fearsome Boom arc because I think the first chapter or first episode of this is tremendous. I love the characters they introduce in Megumi and Nobara. Um, Yuji fake dying and coming back to life. It's a solid introduction to all these other stuff. Like it's really really good. And then I think you have Gojo versus Jogo, which is like wow. I'm going to give this. I'm gonna give this a grade 1. What
okay.
say you? What say you?
Same. This the opening arc gave me Yu Yu Hakusho vibes in terms of like, I mean, obviously like the main character fake dying,
Hmm.
but also just how they introduced all the other characters in it. And I'm not saying it's like the similarity; it just gave me that same like feeling of like when you first watch Yu Yu Hakusho in that opening arc. It's like this is how that gives me. Um, him fake dying, him learning how to use his powers. Obviously, you see, like you said, you get the first Gojo fight, which is mind blowing. I think the first time you see Sukuna take over Yuji's body, and like the Sukuna and Megumi interaction, I think that's a really underrated part of this opening.
No, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
think that I truly think that's probably one of the better parts of it. But no, I definitely give it a grade one. I think grade one is very fair for this arc.
I think if Sukuna is in the arc, it's usually it's pretty important and pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
give
I mean they make that's one thing I really enjoy about this series, that they make his appearances count.
no, absolutely. Um, and he appears twice in this arc, I believe. So it's got to be good. Um, next one is the versus Mahito arc. Now, Mahito is a villain in this series that loves chaos. He's always on the brink of chaos. He is a very kind of like unpredictable, but also still kind of young. I believe he's young in comparison to like all the other curse spirits that's around. Um, he is well. How about this? The versus Mahito arc. Um, a lot of Junpei. What's your grade on this arc before I give my grade?
Versus Mojito, I put it in. Where did I put it? Grade one. Grade one. I put it grade one. I think um him meeting Nanami for the first time, and like the Nami character as a whole, is just really cool. And then you get that really cool fight at the end, or like not the end, but like the really cool like the Nami Yuji versus Mahito fight. I think Mahito is just a great character overall. He's just like you say, he's just nothing but chaos. I think he was just a really good villain to just introduce, especially like a main villain or someone who just out here just doing shit and is just wrecking everybody else's lives.
I like it because they put Junpei in the intro for the show, thinking he was gonna become some main character or something along those lines, and then the motherfucker dies. Not only he dies, he turns into a transfigured curse or mutant or whatever the hell he is, and he is never seen again. Never have my heartstrings been pulled. I was like, oh, he's about to join the team. Oh, I could see how this works, and they become buddies and best friends, and it gets into real like Shigeo and his brother kind of deal, where he just becomes or like the Green Ranger, rest in peace, Jason David Frank. Um, where it's like he was evil and then becomes good and stuff like that and learns his ways. Nope. Um, first fight between Yuji and Mahito is pretty good. Nanami's like you said, definitely a great thing. Them pulling the wool on me and killing Junpei is yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was too. I
I
mean,
gotta
that was
give it a
like the
grade
first
one.
time too. Like Yuji had to deal with the fact that like he may
Loss.
have to kill some people.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah, for
really,
sure.
yeah, he's gonna have to kill some people, and so you see him eternally deal with that. That was a great moment. I think it was once again the it's hard to separate the first two arcs just because I think they just flow so well together. I think that's also too why you got to put them in grade one together. I
To
think that
me, this is like the introduction. It's still the introduction of the series. Like I think we're still whereas the first arc we got introduced to all the friends and stuff. This one we're really getting introduced to like who is the main protagonist or who we think is. Um, so I like that, and then we also get another couple characters as well. So, and I mean, the fight back meme. Fight back, nigga. Fight back.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
was gonna say, and then it gave us probably one of the best memes of the entire show too.
it's memeable. Well, the man got jumped by both things, and they animated it beautifully. So I'm giving a grade one off of that. Kyoto Goodwill event arc. Everyone needs a tournament arc, right?
Yeah.
Everyone needs a classic tournament arc. But what I'll say is,
Great to me.
what? Okay. You
Great
know
to
what?
cool characters.
Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Yes.
Some cool characters. You get some sibling beef. You get some school bullies. Yuji's life on the line. You got teachers plotting to kill him.
I
All
like
this stuff going on just for it to end with Gojo. Like,
this is true. It's giving All Might.
yeah, like it's giving like he's too OP. Like, are
Nah,
they gonna,
nah. Of course.
they always have someone to like call on to do something with, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give this one. I'm also gonna give this one grade two. I'm gonna give this one grade two because, well, I don't know. There's some good development in this thing. Like beyond the end of it and how it ended, I think that fight with Io and Yuji versus what's my man's name? Oh, what's my girl's name actually? Uh
Oh, the curse. Yeah, I
Hanami,
know.
Hanami,
Yeah, there we go.
Hanami. I think that fight. I think at episode 19, as it did with Demon Slayer, broke the internet because of Black Flash and the teleporting thing and the best friend thing. I think it's good. Not great, but good. I'm gonna give it grade two. Grade two is I like where they're going with this, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
like it. It was a good direction. Like, once again, everything needs a tournament arc, and for something that needed a tournament arc, they got a good one out of it. I think that's all you can ask for.
how do you feel about the baseball game?
Hilarious moment, very
Okay,
hilarious. It was really
okay.
really good episode. It was not gonna say it's on the same level because I know how you're gonna get, and I know how you like to tussle, but it was just in terms of feel good friendliness. It was up there with the Goku learning how to drive.
Oh, you are. It might be up there with the Dragon Ball Super baseball episode, but I don't know about Goku learning how to drive.
It's up
I
there with
mean,
Goku kind of drive, man. It was hilarious.
I
I don't
mean,
getting hit with the pitch. Come on, man.
Goku learning. I don't see. I haven't seen any.
The
No.
fits definitely weren't on the same level at all.
Okay. Okay.
The
All
fits
right.
weren't even close.
All
But
right.
the feel goodness of it,
Okay.
the
Okay.
feel goodness of it, it was up there. It was a feel good episode.
All right. All right. I agree. I agree. Next one is the death painting arc. The first years are sent to investigate a strange disappearance at Fushiguro's former school, and even worse, his threat might just involve his sister. A dangerous new group of foes make its appearance as the trio pushes past their limits. So this is their, oh, we're students, but we're actually like these really talented, kind of one of a kind, aren't they always? Like these like students that like break the mold of well, all the other students that were before. Um, really get to see Yuji, Nobara, and Megumi all in their element, doing their thing, kind of like elevating their game. However, I mean, this is very like C tier villain shit. Like,
Yeah, it's great to me with
I'm gonna
this.
give it grade three.
Whoa.
Really, what came from this arc? It's the death painting arc. I know who comes from this arc, but it's not like I'm not giving it grade two. I'm gonna give it a grade three. What's grade two about this?
You
Like
know what? I might agree with you. You
I
might sway me.
I feel like don't
Get
get me
final.
wrong.
I need you to do a final push argument. I'm on the fence now.
I like the ending of the arc and how Nobara and Yuji really got it done, and Megumi really got it done. But ultimately, these aren't like threats. These were petty thugs. Well, not petty thugs. These were the lower. It's like a
Well, hold
lower
on.
moon in
Well,
Demon Slayer.
because the people that they defeat, especially Yuji and Nami, not Nami, wow, whole different anime.
Yes.
No, Bara. Uh no, the people they fight, they end up returning, kind of, sort of, not really, but
Yeah,
there's
but
bigger
they're
implications for them.
yeah, but they aren't like a bigger. They like return, but like in spirit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like in spirit, like this
They
kind of
but
starts some beef for Yuji. Like this had like some consequences to it.
but it's I don't feel like the stakes are like high enough. Like they literally like this was them like wrapping up the end. This is like game 80 of the NBA season. And it's like, all right, we're already in the playoffs. We just need a couple more. We might not be resting our other guys. Like Mahito's not really fighting in this. Um, Ghetto's not really fighting in this. They're just sending like not even Gojo, not even Hanami. Like those were the big threats. Like they're just sending cursed wombs, which is nasty in itself. So yeah,
Okay, I can do grade 3 with you.
it's not as
I
good
can
as the
grade 3.
Kyoto
Cool
Gogoro arc.
characters, cool things happen. It is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, it's cool.
It's
But
what it
like by the time you get to here, it's like, oh, it's over. Okay. All right, this is the next one. And for all the anime watchers who do not want to be spoiled by the manga, your time ends here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you do not want to be spoiled by the manga or anything that really happened move forward, please do not listen further. If you do not care, well, you're in for a ride because this is where all the good stuff starts happening.
Yeah, yeah. This is where the bullshit happens. So
Yeah.
if you're into the bullshit, tap in with us. Like you said. If not though, you have a great rest of your day.
Listen,
And make sure you listen to the lookout. Only on the lookout.
now let's get into it.
Let's get into this bullshit.
What season 2 is going to start with Gojo's past arc.
S tier. Special
S
grade.
tier.
Special
Okay.
grade.
You know what?
Special
You know
grade.
what? You know what? I agree.
Special grade. That's just, this is when Agutami really just got in his bag and was just like, you know what, I gotta really let y'all know who I am.
I think that this arc is what this show needed to, or what this anime or manga needed to explain a lot of things that were occurring for no rhyme or reason, in my opinion. Previously, I think how Gojo gets super strong, we're just kind of introduced, and he's really like the Kakashi of this shit. Um, how Ghetto turns to his life of evil and why they have the relationship between Ghetto and Gojo. Um, kind of what the overall plans are or how this man turns to a life of crime and stuff like that. And we get introduced to arguably fucking coolest character of the show, Toji, um, who is what is this relationship? He is Megumi's dad.
Yes, he is Megumi's dad.
Toji Fushiguro, Megumi's dad. Arguably, I mean, he's dead, but in real time, he's dead. But in this past period, oh, he's alive, and
Oh,
he is
he's alive and well and
he.
scheming and plotting and
If you want to see the only threat to Gojo at all, anything, it is this arc, Toji Fushiguro. I think this does a great job of establishing the past, setting the scene, um, showing what all the powers are, kind of doing that prelude in terms of like, oh, okay, like how did we get here? And it really, to me, ties the show together. You get introduced to how Megumi got into the, how he's in the place that he's in now with being under Gojo. You get a lot of things. Like
you get a lot of things. You get Master Tengen and you kind of figure out what that's all about.
you learn about the families.
Yeah, you
You
learn
learn.
a lot about the families and their connections and
Mhm.
their own little inner turmoils.
It's a good arc.
It's
I'm
a
looking
really
forward to
good
this.
art. It's perfect. There's legit not a bad thing about it. I mean, even the length.
Yeah. No,
Like
I agree.
you can go back and reread it how many times, and it's just perfect. And it's one of those flashbacks too that I feel that sometimes, um, I feel that sometimes when they do flashbacks, there's too much of prior knowledge you have to understand the flashback. With
Mm-hmm.
this one, like you really, if you're like a newer fan, and you can kind of tell them to start right there.
Absolutely. No, for sure. I think Gojo's past arc is better than Chapter Zero. That is absolutely for sure. What if you were putting them both in special grade? This is how I'm like, how does that special grade? Because um this arc to me supersedes Chapter Zero by a lot. There's just so much more that happens and so much more cool stuff that happens. And I feel like it fleshes out what who Gojo is, who Geto is in relation to Gojo, and how Gojo is in relation to Geto, and how they go upon their paths. So much about the family, so much like this is the crux of the show, and to me, Chapter Zero is such a side thing that there's no way I could give it a special grade. But I'm not gonna, you already gave it a special grade, so I'm not really gonna. I'm not
Oh,
gonna talk you down. I'm not
uh,
gonna talk you down.
don't, because I'm right,
Okay.
and the world will agree with me.
No, we can only hope. I feel like I'm convincing people that Chapter Zero is not as it's not as fly as y'all think it is.
Nah,
Um,
whatever. You're just gonna bring out the secret JJK haters now. You don't get them strength and power.
well,
That's all you
they,
did.
ex-
Now let's
they
see. Now watch the snowball effect that's gonna happen. Now all of a sudden JJK as a whole gonna be mid and over.
well, I'm not.
Mid.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I'm not.
Nah,
I'm not
and
that.
then I'm gonna trace it all the way back to you. If that conversation comes up, it's because of you.
If the next JJK movie is fire, I'm saying y'all were on some bullshit saying the first one was.
Nah, whatever.
Um, so
Whatever.
the next arc is the. Uh, it
The
is. It's the arc. It's the arc. It's
is
the
the
arc.
arc.
It's the arc. It's the arc. Absolutely. Shibuya incident arc, October 31st. This thing has been in motion for a long ass time. It has been hinted. It has been in motion. This is where all the evil people got their grand scheming, grand plans. They all went to H&R Block and make sure all their W-2s was good before they got here. Like, they made sure everything was going right to plan. My beef with this arc,
Too long.
too fucking long. Too
Too
long.
And that's why it is a grade 1 for me.
It is grade 1 for me. I agree. I'm gonna give this one a grade. It is too long, and granted, a lot of stuff happens. A lot.
A lot of amazing things happen too.
People
Like
die.
dead,
People get transfigured potentially, or
transfigured,
humans are really. This is the first time humans are really threatened in this show and
dead
experiencing
humans
consequences.
everywhere.
Gojo is locked up. Finally the villains got to Gojo and lock his ass up. It's also going to be one of my beefs. This is where I think we begin. I'm gonna have a very hot take moving forward with the show. I feel like this is beginning. This was so good, but also we begin to lose the plot to me in this. But
I think it definitely gets to a point where it's so much going on. It's like pop moment after pop moment after pop moment where you like don't even like think
I
about
was
like what is actually going on. You're just like,
so
yo, it like people are getting bodied. Gojo gets locked up in prison. You're just like, yo, what is this? Like,
my
Jack
thing with
Kamara
this
gets
art.
her face blown off. Mahito's 2 people right now.
I was like, wait a minute. So this isn't Ghetto? That's all I could say. I was like, wait, so he's some guy named Kenjaku? And how long did y'all notice? How long did y'all realize this? Like, and why is he suddenly not who he said he was? And what happened to the original Ghetto? If the original Ghetto was the one who turned evil, who the fuck is this guy? Is this like Majin Ghetto? Is this Yami Ghetto? Is this like where are we going here with this? Is where I'm so I think we begin to lose the plot because now um instead of Ghetto being the reason why all this has happened and maybe their connection is, it's like some fucking stranger who inhabited this man's body, like took his whole body. And maybe the body was valuable, don't get me wrong. It seems so because the way he kicking ass, he's kicking mad ass. But I was just like,
Oh yeah, he's definitely bodying cats right now.
I was like, I don't know. But the biggest part of this arc is them capturing Gojo and Gojo no longer being a part of the show afterwards,
Yeah,
for the time being.
this is okay. No, it's not the All Might fist in the air moment. It's not where he
Nah,
uses
because
all his last
he's
power,
I
but
mean,
they take out a
of all,
key player. They take him out.
they absolutely do. They say, all right, your OP thing is gone, so now
So
figure it
now what
out.
are you gonna do?
We're gonna bring in the next OP guy because the next fucking arc is the Itadori extermination arc. It is following all the events of the Shibuya incident where mad people died and fucking mad people got killed and Nami's dead and Yuji finds out his mom is also his mom was the spirit who inhabited his mom was Kenjaku, which is weird as fuck, and married his dad and then killed his dad and like all this other shit, like mad shit. Like I was like, what? Um,
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff going on.
so, so the school is like, all right, clearly all this happened because Gojo didn't execute this little boy like he was supposed to do. So now we're sending you to Okotsu to execute this guy because there's only one person who could do it, and one, it's not going to be any of us because we're too weak now. So it's got to be Yuta. So they send Yuta to find Yuji Itadori to execute him. Um, I'm gonna give this. It's not really a long arc.
It's not.
Um,
I was a little stuck on it. What I don't.
I
I
mean,
think great.
your man Yuta's in it. I mean, what's
I know, which automatically like makes me feel it needs to be a grade 2 minimum,
mm,
but it might be grade 3 ish.
it ends with
It ends with oh, wait,
this is the after. This is like to me. This is the aftermath. It's kind of low key, like pretty much still Shibuya incident because everything is like the aftermath of it. Yuta
yeah,
tries to
it's
kill
like
Thing. The Zenin family realizes that the Zenin daddy is about to die. So Megumi now becomes the head of the Zenin family, but they don't really like Megumi, so now they send Nioa.
grade 3, grade 3, grade
All
3.
right, all right,
I
good.
think grade 3 is where it
I'm
belongs. Like couple cool characters, some like cool things happen. It's the aftermath. I think after coming out of Shibuya incident, it was like calmer, but also
mhm,
at the same time, there's still some good action in it, but it wasn't just as like intense.
absolutely. Next one is the perfect preparation arc. I am so this is the one I'm probably gonna have the most to debate about.
I don't. It's just I wanna
The
that
peak
final moment.
moment here, the peak moment in this arc is peak. This is like, oh my god, this is character transformation development in a way that we've never seen before. They turned fucking Maki into Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like they turned Maki into the baddest BMF Maki, the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
But everything else
But they everything else is attached to
is
this arc.
everything. So it's like my thing is this. I completely agree with you. I think the Maki moment here is arguably, arguably, it
It's
it has a
to me
it,
it's the best moment in the show in
okay.
this thus
As
far.
I say, it's arguably
To
the
me,
best moment, easily top 3. Is like everything else though that came before that was okay.
they
And
kill
so
Panda's
it's
dad,
yeah, you know,
the principal of the school because he couldn't get Gojo
Yagi
under
gets murked.
control.
Panda does nothing except like hug them and tell them not to kill him.
Hey man, he's only a panda. There's only so much he can do. But
Um,
also this is for sure where we begin to we're surely losing the plot. Underground Fight Club. Um, I mean, we meet your man's there for sure.
Oh yeah, Hikari. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
dog. That's the
yeah.
listen. I can't wait for Hikari to enter the anime. But even then, though, that moment was cool. It wasn't like super duper crazy.
I'm gonna give
I
it
think
grade three.
Hikari's moment after is way better.
I'm gonna give it grade three because
I
the
gotta. I'm a grade to it. I think that moment at the end is just too good. I think it just carries it to grade two.
do I want to give it grade two? That Maki moment is really like that Maki moment for me is
That's
like
what I'm saying. Listen, I think that's the moment. It's just ah yeah. It got a grade two just off that moment alone.
I'm gonna keep it grade three. I'm gonna keep it grade three. I love Maki, but yeah. I'm gonna go with the characters were good, I guess, on my assessment.
The characters were good.
Tokyo number one colony arc.
Grade three, me.
From here,
Grade three, me, please.
I'm grade three in maybe throughout the rest of this
I
because
might it might see it, and I might be the same. I
because the
think
Culling Games is the plot is gone.
it's lost. It's lost. First two for sure are grade three.
Okay,
The first two Culling game arcs are for sure grade three.
because we're
The
seeing
last two or the next two, they got a little bit more of an argument for a grade two.
so this one is they enter the Culling game, which the Culling game is already we've had y'all on Big Eyes had to have at least two different episodes trying to explain what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it
But
was a lot, and y'all can go back and listen to those episodes if you're lost again.
absolutely. But I mean, no, to be honest, the rules might have changed.
Yeah, rules.
So
Never mind. Don't listen. They're out. They're the old rules. We need the updated rules version.
absolutely. So we get the first one, you get to see Magoo. So here's like now we're seeing these people on these side missions, and I'm like, bro, like stop. Like, why are we doing this? We know these people strong. We want to get to the let's find the plot again. We spend at least I mean, it's also hard viewing this as a reader because we've been reading this in real time and I have to understand that for like the last 2 years we've been trying to find the plot. Trying to that we were told 2 years ago this angel exists who could help free Gojo, and now we found the angel after 2 years and we still like, all right, so where are we going? Like what are we doing? Um so that the Sendai, the first one is Megumi, the second one is Sendai with Panda, um, Hajime. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a great Tokyo number two colony arc. I'm a grade three too. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, nah. Yeah, the first two, Tokyo one, third. How they did my boy Megumi in this got me sick. Um Sendai, that was just a lot. And that was like more of a, like it was a Yuta showcase, but at the same time, it was just like some stupid stuff happening. Like the
yeah,
way they botched the triple expansion was horrible to me. Tokyo number two, that was good. Like seeing Hikari find like
it was a good fight.
it was a good fight. You get a panda backstory.
You gonna grade to it? I feel like you're gonna grade to it.
I'm a grade to it.
Okay, grade to it. I'm still gonna keep it grade three. It's like grade three. I don't really like the Culling games thus far. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
you
can we get?
don't though. Like it's like I think it's hard now with these rankings because they're all a part of a bigger like a bigger thing. And like I would have rather the culling games been like another Shibuya arc in terms of just one really long thing that kind of just like things are kind of rapid succession
I
of
mean, but it
this happened, this
is.
happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, but like keep it more contained. I think here when they're jumping colonies and jumping to that and to that and then jumping into this and jumping into that, it it ruins the flow because you're like, okay, let's see what's going on in this colony. Oh, let's like Shibuya arc was like contained to this, really the subway system, but
Yes.
You know,
No, absolutely.
I think the setting containment is what's fucking it up. It's too much. The space is too big, and we're jumping too much around, and there's a lot of weird other things going on.
Sakurajima colony arc. I want to give it grade 2, but really, it's like just the rest of them. I like Maki a lot, so I kind of that's the
Hey,
strength of.
listen, he played favorites when it comes to writing Maki.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like he
But I
played.
also still want to give it grade 3 because
I'll give it grade 3 just because
it's the same shit. It's we've been going through the same shit for a long time.
it's cool
Um,
to see her kind of hone her power, but I think that everything that's happening, um, yeah, I could go with grade 3. I think, yeah, I
you haven't
think,
given anything grade 4, so that's a.
yeah. Listen, that's good. Nothing is grade 4-ish. There hasn't been a single arc where I'm like, why?
I might be able to give Curse Moonmark a grade 4. Like
Wait, which one?
the curse the death painting arc. Sorry,
That painting 4?
what happened? Like what?
Whoa,
Where were you? So what happens in that like?
that's not 4 though.
But like, could we have done without it?
No, we couldn't. That was like the first time we see the trio like together. They really step off on their own. Just like,
What, we just saw the trio together? The
they
last
they,
arc.
they go out on a mission together. They bang on some curses together.
If this was the
It's like watching your little homies grow up. Your little
if
homies
the,
go on their first spin together. You like, damn, that's crazy.
if this was the Endeavor Agency arc, you would have been like great for that shit.
No, I wouldn't
Because
have.
this is exactly what this sounds like to
No, I
me.
wouldn't have. I
All
like
right,
the Endeavor training arc.
all right,
See,
okay,
wow, they got other grade 4 stuff like Gentle Criminal.
okay, yeah. I mean, we might have to do an MHA one.
That would be fun. Let's do that in 2 weeks.
Might do. We'll figure it out. Um, the current arc, which it starts at essentially, they find the angel. Angel's like,
199.
yeah, the angel's like, hey, I'll help you, but we gotta kill this person, and it ends up being like Yuji that they have to
Again,
kill.
we're going back to
Um,
that.
the president of the United States is involved, um, and we're currently in this fight featuring Kenjaku. So Kenjaku's finally getting some action um, against Curse Moon, your guy, um, and what's her face against Choso and
Aki? No,
no. Yuki. Is it Yuki?
Yuki. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So those two. So we're currently engaged with that. I don't feel like grading it because it's still
I
going
don't.
on.
Yeah, that's. I can't grade this one yet. There's still more things that gotta happen in it.
I'll be honest. I don't really like the idea that like, all right, 7. But did you know that 7 months ago? That's how I felt like in this arc. Did you know that 7 months ago the thing went to the president before even the Shibuya incident started, and it was like, hey, you're gonna want to look out for this because we're gonna do these bad stuff soon, and these people are bad, so you might want to send in the troops for that one. Um, yeah, I don't like the geopolitical uh thing
Yeah,
that
they're
they
getting.
added to it.
Yeah, they're getting to real
This is what
military
happens.
military core.
This is what happens when you have a long running thing. It happens with every long running manga anime shit ever. You always begin to lose the plot just a little bit. But I think this was a good
You
exercise.
think 200 chapters is like around chapter 200 when they start losing it a little bit? I feel that always happens around chapter 200.
I feel like, yeah, yeah.
I think the hardest part is the fact that, I mean, obviously you're writing an overarching story, but it's like you don't want to rush it. You don't want it to feel like, okay, bang, 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 these things happen and that's it.
But
Like,
now you're adding all these things, these characters,
yeah,
and these
but you get
elements, and
to
all
a
these other
point.
stuff, and now you have no. You can't wrap everybody's story up. I mean, you could
Yeah,
try, but you know, it just is what it is. I don't know when this is gonna end. It doesn't seem like it's gonna end. When Gege said it was gonna end, but
It probably won't.
Godspeed.
But hey, listen, we
Free
here.
Gojo. How about that? We haven't
Free
seen
Gojo.
Gojo in
Once
3 years.
Gojo gets free, everything's gonna reset in like 3 chapters. We're gonna be good.
Well, we haven't seen Sukuna since the.
Do you think Yuji lives at the end of this manga or
Um.
end of this series?
Yes, I do.
I don't. I think he dies.
Okay,
I
I
think
could
death
see.
has been. I
I
think
could
the
see that.
conversation around his death and it has been too.
He
It's been
releases
too
his spirit
prevalent.
into the world, and that's how it changes the Earth back to however it was. Some whack shit like that. Um. All right, this was a good exercise. I enjoyed this.
I did
This
too. This was fun.
this was fun. Next week we're gonna do our year end one. We're gonna talk about everything that happened last year. Thank you guys for tuning in, of course, to our big tier rankings of JJK episode. If you guys want to hear more from us, you can definitely follow us at the Lookout RNC on Twitter. You can also follow myself at Meelz TV, and you can follow Jamal at Only at LJ. Um, and yeah, continue to follow everything that we're doing. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, guys. Take care.